Hello, it's Jay. I just finished the second part of Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James, and I'm really enjoying myself in this extended nightmare, fantastical nightmare of a book. Um, I know I'm not supposed to think of Western fantasy, but there are some similarities. Tracker has teamed rather unwillingly with this group. One of them being the Red Leopard and his boy, and a guy who betrayed him to the hyena women who have cocks, who had they betrayed him and they kind of tortured him and did all sorts of horrible things to him for ends upon ends until he finally got free or was set free for their own purposes, because he wanted to have revenge on this guy. Uh, there's there is a witch. There are all these people that it's not a, oh, we're a merry band of fellows united in our purpose. It's like, no, they're hired by ostensibly by the slaver, though it seems like it is more complicated to find this young boy who's been gone for 3 years, who is more than just some slaver's boy, is a king's prince that they want to find, or they want to find the proof of death of. And, like, has he been sold for body parts on the marketplace, on the kind of witches marketplace? There's definitely a lot of stuff here of evil female characters. Oh, I'm sorry, I just realized I'm recording while the vent is howling away in the background, so that's probably all that you are hearing. They come to the place where it's like, okay, it's the Black Woods, and Tracker's like, I've been there before, I'm not going back. But the Red Leopard takes against him at this point, and seems to be siding with the guy who betrayed him and others. And it's like, no, fuck you, we're going through. And he's like, well, I'm not. And the witch, and that says, well, you're gonna follow him. It's like, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, you are. And it's like, fuck. And so he goes into the woods. There's it very much reminds me of the Hobbit and the Dark Woods there, but far more nightmarish. There are ghost elephants and ghosts of birds and maybe live actual monkeys and apes, and there are these troll creatures that are nothing like Tolkien's troll creatures. They are like split open faces with razor sharp teeth and horrible voices, because I'm listening to this on audio, which is the best way to do this. And he murders them. He kills them. He actually did learn incantation from Sundogo, the old woman who isn't a witch herself and actually hates witches, possibly because her sister was a witch, and rescued the children from this witch and other witches, and kills them. And he finally does find the giant, Ombogo, who hates being called the giant. It's like, I am not a giant, but he talks in that voice, and he's huge. And we get a whole bizarre sequence of, I am of, basically he's a virgin because he'd kill anybody he would actually try and have sex with his size, and there are no unvocal women. And you get the sense that just is a horrible accident gone wrong, where a king wanted to breed a race of giants and got all these young girls, some of them not even of childbearing thing, and all that came of it was monsters. It's just like, oh my God, it's just horrific. Again, there's a lot of child rape in this book. Oh my God, and violence that way. But Strangely enough, it just feels earned. It feels like an accurate reflection of the fucking horror of the world. It doesn't feel like it's done for like somebody's getting a sick. Yeah. So he finally does find his companions, if they're not friends. Starting off with Mbogo, who is also loves to just will talk and talk and talk, but he's been thrown by bone dust into a great stupor, and Tracker's able to wake him up by calling him a giant, and pisses him off enough that he gets up and takes him to the mad monkey's hut. And it's like, it's not a mad monkey, it's some kind of demon, but it looks like a mad monkey. And he finds the red leopard and the boy, and they have kind of a weird kind of, there's like a love triangle going on there that they're taking against each other at the moment. Gets them up. The mad monkey comes. They shut the doors to the hut, and it's battering it because this hut is like made of like straw and mud, and it's just gonna bash its way through. And the other door locks. It locks magically, and he's able to. Again, Tracker is able to use some incantations that he's learned maybe more than he lets on from some some Boko, this magic woman who saved the children from the witches, and manages to open the door, and there's light, and it kind of like when the locks disappear and there's fire all around the door, and they go through, and it's like, where are we? And he looks back, and it's like, instead of a hut, it's like tile floor, and there's books on the thing, and when they go out, it's Congo, where they wanted to go, and that's the end of this part. It's just like, such a good book. I'm gonna find a paper copy of it to reread it, because I doubt if I'll be talking about it in any detail on this read. This is just like my opening read of it, but it's like, wow, such a good, vibrant, amazing book. So it is a waking nightmare of a book, but in the kind of a best case thing of it. Apparently it's going to get more violent, so I guess we'll see how I do as if my enthusiasm continues. But so far, I'm really enjoying it, and it's on that kind of a nightmare logic, fantastical, gods, primarily completely messing with everyone and breaking every rule, but somehow it expressing something kind of rather deep about human nature, and kind of the nature probably of masculinity for especially with Tracker, who has a discussion with a demon in his head, or something in his head, and it's talking about how you have no purpose, that you have no family. He possibly killed his grandfather and his uncle, and he's supposed to kill the killer of his father, and it's sort of one of these things of just kind of this endless cycle of revenge and murder, and he's rejected. He's put down his name, and he isn't doing that. He's trying to kind of break free of some kind of horrible cycle there, while at the same time, obviously, he's living an incredibly violent and brutal life, which in no way is an escape from the stuff that he decries. He's not a pacifist, Tracker. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. All right, I will leave it there. I've been Jay. More videos later.